How's it going, Fatal Family? So Up Up Down Down released early gameplay of the ambulance match with Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler. Now this is an early build of the game, so some things will be different in the official release, as well as the ring announcer and apparently the commentary team will also be different as well as changeable. So just keep that in mind. Besides that, in today's video, I'm gonna be doing a breakdown of some of the things I noticed during that gameplay and share with you guys. I highly recommend you watch the full gameplay, a link in the description, or you can just go on Up Up Down Down channel and it should be the most recent video. And as always, tomorrow we should be getting a lot more gameplay, again from an early build during the playtest that happened at Royal Rumble weekend. Let's get into the video. So the first thing I noticed is, as you can see, the real life renders are back, which is good because people are wondering, are we getting real life renders again, or are they just sticking with the in-game models? Well, it looks like the renders are back, and Shayna Baszler's render is not looking too hot, not looking too good. But good news, apparently this Shayna Baszler render is a placeholder, probably also Rhea's, but Rhea's looks fine. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see these renders change anyways. So they are placeholder renders, especially Shayna Baszler's. Speaking of Shayna Baszler, we also get a first look of her in-game model. And her in-game model looks great. I'm glad she looks better than how Bayley looked like. Hopefully they're fixing Bayley up. They really did the Royal Rumble winner dirty with that one, huh? We also get to see Shayna Baszler's entrance here as well in the Royal Rumble arena. Speaking of Royal Rumble arena, we get a better shot of it right here. It seems to be the Royal Rumble arena of 2023 because we can see the WrestleMania Goes Hollywood sign there. And the arena, no complaints, the arena looks great. But again, like I said, this is an early build of the game, so some things can change. Next up, we see Rhea Ripley's in-game model, a better look of it during her entrance. And we also get a look at the Women's World Championship title. And man, I love the way it looks. I love the way it shines, that metallic look to it. It looks great. And Rhea Ripley also looks great. Her in-game model looks top-notch, as it should. She is on the cover with Bianca Belair, so her model should be top-notch. And we also get a good look at Rhea Ripley's attire as well. I love how Rhea Ripley's tights has like that rip on the legs there. Very accurate representation of the same attire that she wore, so I love to see little details like that. Before the match starts, there's a little animation of the ambulance backing up, and then we get to see the ambulance match rules as the actual match loads up. You can decide whenever you want throughout the match to just open the ambulance doors and just have them ready and open, or you can just keep them closed throughout the whole match and then just open them when you're ready to throw the superstar in there and hopefully win the match. To throw the superstar into the ambulance is very simple. You just gotta Irish whip them towards the ambulance while the doors are open, and then once you grab them while they're staggered, you'll throw them in there. There's also a door closing minigame for each door, so you do have to win both minigames to win the match. If you win one door and then lose the second door, the superstar will come out of the ambulance, which is a really cool feature. I'm glad you get more than one chance to get out of the ambulance. You can climb on top of the ambulance and fight on top of it, however long you want. You can also throw the superstar off the ambulance, but it seems like only towards the ring and probably towards the ramp, not on either side. Definitely not on the side towards the audience. You cannot throw them there no matter how hard you try. But you can fight on top of the ambulance, and that's really cool to see. Again, as I said, you can throw the superstar off the ambulance. As you can see here, Shayna Baszler falls off the ambulance. And once she falls off the ambulance, you'll notice that she has a new payback, and it's called the Iron Jaw Payback. Well, in the video, they ask, what is that payback? And they don't really know what it is. But once Xavier pauses the game, we can see that that payback is immediately recover from being stunned. So that payback right there could really turn the tides on a match that's going really long, especially when you think you have the win, you have your opponent stunned, you're getting ready to do a finisher on them, and then boom, they hit the Iron Jaw Payback, and they're not stunned anymore, and they reverse your finisher, or they hit you with a finisher before you can hit yours. So that Iron Jaw Payback will definitely throw wrenches in matches, and I can't wait to see what people pull off while using it. Really exciting news is that you can change the ramp cam mid-match. You can just decide, okay, I want the camera now facing the ramp, and you can leave it on for the rest of the match, or you can just decide to swap it here and there whenever you want, right? If you want to get a better view of the ambulance inside the ambulance, you can just change the cam to the ramp cam, throw them in the ambulance so you can get a better view of it, and then when you're fighting outside the ambulance, you can turn off the ramp cam again, so it goes back to regular hard cam. Really cool, and I'm glad you can change this whenever you want, and it also makes these arenas that we play in and download, it gives it more life because we get to see the ramp better, especially during Royal Rumbles. I'm gonna have a blast using this ramp cam during Royal Rumbles and seeing the superstars come out during the match. We get to see the throwing weapon mechanic. As you can see, Rhea Ripley starts throwing the chair at Shayna Baszler here, as well as later on grabbing some of the staircases and then also throwing that at Shayna Baszler too. So it's as simple as just stepping back and apparently just pressing B on the Xbox controller, and they throw the weapon. I do wish the weapons had a little bit more impact when they get thrown, especially when the superstar's down on the ground, but I'm assuming it's because the superstar's down on the ground. That's why the weapon looks a little wonky when they're just like bouncing off the body. But I think if the superstar's standing up, then the weapons will really have more impact when they hit them and knock them down. And apparently you can also grab the weapon if you time it correctly. while standing up when they throw it at you. Once you win the ambulance match, there will be a unique victory motion for winning the ambulance match where the superstar climbs the ambulance and celebrates on top of it. They also show off a little bit out of the backstage area. We get to see that the backstage area is quite big, considering we can have multi-man backstage matches now. It makes sense why they would make it a lot bigger and open it up a little more. We get to see on the left side there that there's a vending machine, which no doubt we can use. We can see in the background that there's a little interview area, which again, no doubt we can probably use because apparently backstage is a lot more interactable. We can see that the second floors are back, so we can climb up ladders and fight on top of like a second floor area. We also see what I believe is the elevator shaft over here. I hope that this elevator shaft right here doesn't just take us to the second floor and that's it. I hope that there are other areas we can fight in. And if this is the elevator, I wonder what we can do with it, you know what I mean? We can see that that big light is back where we can throw the superstar off the second floor into the big light. And finally, during the ambulance match, you can actually go backstage and finish the ambulance match backstage if you want. Because if you go in the parking lot, there's also an ambulance there. And again, all you have to do is just win the mini game using that ambulance, and you can also win the match like that too. Unfortunately, they don't show how a victory looks like when you win backstage, but they do confirm that you can win backstage by using an ambulance. And that right there was everything that I took away from this gameplay video. Like I said, go watch the full gameplay in the description on Up Up Down Down's channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next breakdown video when there's more gameplay coming out starting tomorrow. Be sure to give the video a like, subscribe, notifications on, and I'll catch you next time. Fiddle steaming out. Peace.